Yo, hey, what's going on, guys? Vivid Nez here. Today, actually making a video once again, joined with the beautiful Flookerson the Optimist,
Ayo.
Havok the fucking edgy.
Hey man.
I got told to put a little disclaimer he might fall asleep during this video, so there you have it, guys.
I'll try to stay awake.
And the memer, the Montreal man himself, Zero Crack. How you doing, man?
What's the story?
Alright, guys, so today I've gathered the lazy lads to talk about the early access that we've gotten For Honor Season 4, starting off with those fucking crispy ass new heroes, the Shaman and the Ronin-like character, the Aramusha. So, starting off with the Shaman, the feral beast herself. What do you guys think of her?
I mean, I guess I'll go first.
Go for it, man. You got the talking potato.
I have the potato in my hands as we speak. I also have the Holy Grail given to me by the Pope himself.
That's fucking awesome, man. I forgot to take mine.
You know, I think I would like the rest of the roster to be like Shaman.
I would agree.
The level of options I want offensively.
Yeah, definitely. The amount of mix-up potential each character should have the same. Definitely.
Do you want to say something, Fluke?
Well, I was gonna just agree. It's really making the game feel more like a fighting game whenever you've got a character with so many different opportunities. In fighting games, normally there's like quite a few movesets that have multiple uses, whereas in For Honor, a lot of the movesets aren't used competitively because they're easily countered. So with her, a lot of the mix-ups are pretty useful, and I'm hoping that comes to the rest of the cast as well.
Well, it really feels like what we're trying to do is they were like, okay, we've designed the Shaman, and we want basically every character to be like the Shaman. Like, this is the new philosophy going forward, maybe, that every character should have all these insane moves that they can be comboed with each other. And hopefully it's, it kind of flagships a new way of creating characters.
Yeah, it seems like as the months have progressed since release, they've just got so much better at creating these characters, because each season the characters have gotten better, in my opinion.
100%, 100%. I think it's like, it's an evolving thing. They started off with a completely new genre in their hands, and to be honest, I don't think they were the very best at designing those characters, but now maybe with the reworks, all of the characters will be up to that same like gladiator, centurion, and shaman pedestal.
Well, it seemed like the original roster, there must have been some kind of strict formula. Like, okay, everybody gets a certain thing. And around that, everyone can attack with lights and heavies, everyone can feint. Some get a bash, some get faster light attacks. There was, looked like kind of a strict formula for balancing. But they ended up, narrowing a lot of options and creating that turtle meta.
Exactly, and I just think they're not scared to do that anymore. Like, seeing that we move on to the Aramusha, the Ronin-like character. You know, I actually struggled when I was in Montreal trying to remember how to pronounce it right. I was like Aramashu. I was fucking it up constantly. But yeah, this one, a little, couple of controversial opinions I've seen on the people who've played the early access. I kind of want to see what you guys think, because of course you guys have played the early access way more than I could have ever played it. Being away and also having university for like 12 hours a day, I couldn't really commit as much time as you guys have. So on this character, what do you guys think?
The contrast between the two was more surprising than either's individual circumstances for movesets. It's like, I don't understand how you come up with Shaman, and then next to Shaman you come up with Automation. I don't get that.
The only thing that I don't understand is, like, just little things like why can't he get a heavy from a guard break? Like, I don't understand why you would not give him that and then give it to the other character. Doesn't make sense to me.
Actually, it was kind of odd decision in that one, at least, and it was also odd decision giving him the infinite chain, I think.
I find infinite chains a little bit weird because Conqueror has one, Berserker has one, now Aramusha has one. Like, what is the point of an infinite chain with it takes a parry or a superior block and it's a useless move. It's not like it's something that just a regular, light or heavy from neutral wouldn't do.
Exactly.
If anything, it by committing to a infinite chain, it makes your next move even more predictable and leaves you at a disadvantage. So without any kind of mechanic where you got a move that can't be interrupted, or even a move that can't be parried would be nice. There's really not a reason to dedicate yourself to an infinite moveset like that.
Exactly. The only like upside I would say to that is the amount of feints that you can throw in the actual infinite chain, which kind of helps them get more than one hit, and the out of stamina changes that have been implemented in the game, which really does help the infinite chain. But we'll talk about the out of stamina changes like later on.
Right, and now that you mention it, but the thing about that is even his soft feints aren't on every attack. It's only if you attack twice from the side or twice from the top. So I think that it would have been a lot better if he could soft feint any heavy rather than just the second attack from any direction. It just seems a little bit strange to me.
Well, a lot of reserved opinions. People say he's more of like a mid-tier character compared to Shaman's godly tier, maybe even number one spot.
Absolutely.
Competitor for up there, with PK and Zone. PK and Zone, I mean, PK and Gladiator.
I can see how you got Zone in there.
Yeah, exactly. That Zone's like, embedded itself in my
PK
brain.
and Macro Zone.
How fucking disgusting that shit is. But moving on, guys. The fucking new maps. Gauntlet in Market Town. I'll start with Gauntlet, the Viking inspired map. I think it's the biggest map in For Honor, I'd like to say. I'm not sure. Is it?
It definitely feels like it because it's built with verticality in mind, for sure.
I don't know, but maybe it's a buzzword I randomly picked up somewhere.
Yeah.
But I like the aesthetic of Gauntlet. Of course, but kind of the layouts of most of these maps kind of feel like a bit samey now, if you know what I mean. The layout of Viking maps, at least not the layout, sorry, like the buildings you use and the aesthetics used in all these maps, of course, they do feel kind of similar. But how different can you make a Viking map from a different Viking map? That's the thing.
I mean, like, I think what Flux said, the added verticality. Is verticality even a word? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a word.
It is a word.
For the sake of the podcast, we're going to say verticality. So with the added verticality, it certainly feels different to every other Viking map. I know there's another one I can't recall right now. The barrel rolls down the hill. Like, there's some verticality on that, but
okay, I know what you're
it's pretty
talking
non-existent.
Yeah,
the thing is with that map as well. Like apart from the very center where the minions fight, there's not really any like spacious places to fight. It's all quite narrow, and like it feels like you're all stuck together in one place in every part of the map except for the middle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, very claustrophobic sort of
Yeah.
feel to it.
What I do like about it is the two new maps, as far as I can see, have moved away from choke points, which I really appreciate, because maps like Shard, to take one, I can't think another off the top of my head. If your team takes a hammer in a team fight, you're trying to come out from deep for the rest of the game, possibly, depending on how badly it goes. So you kind of get pinned in.
Yeah, like especially like you were talking about, you were saying it feel like a lot more spacious or a lot more less choke points, at least. Especially something like Market Town. Like Market Town, at least today for us, we've been playing a lot of Market Town with the new Tribute game mode, and I fucking love Market Town. Market Town's a brilliant map. Like, I thought the zip lines might be like a gimmick similar to, like, the Sentinel crossbows kind of got boring after a while, which became more of a nuisance than an actual like game mechanic used.
I mean,
Like,
I
the
still
zip
enjoy
lines-
them, but I agree.
Yeah, but like the zip lines feel like a very good way of traversing the map, and I'm really sort of, excited to see how it
I mean, like,
in the future.
if you're a slower character, it's a nice little escape as well. I noticed today, because I was Armusha running away from somebody on Shaman, and I was one hit. I threw down smoke, and then went down the zip line and regrouped.
Yeah.
It was a nice little, way of adding importance to positioning the zip lines. Like, you're a slow character, but you can get down the zip line as quick as somebody else.
Exactly. And also, I felt it was really good to showcase the tribute game, which we'll move on to speak about next, where if you had the flag, the tribute, you'd of course be a bit slower, taking the offering back to your shrine. But with the zipline, it kind of just gave you that momentum just to get to the other side of the map really quite quickly.
Sure, and also if you're being chased quite heavily on one side of that map, there is that large zip line in the center, I think, that goes over the waterfall and the river.
Yeah.
And you can swap the chase from one side of the map to the other.
Exactly. And it's like let's talk more about like the tribute game mode. The tribute game mode, this is a sort of flagship game mode they're launching with season 4, and we've already played this before. If you played on the PC and you play on the PTS, you would have already played a bunch of this game mode before. I personally myself think it's possibly the most competitive game mode that For Honor can have right now. There's a lot of back and forth when you play this game mode, and you can never be like, we're clearly going to win this game. Everything can turn within a matter of a minute, and it would kind of be interesting to hear what more people think about this game mode.
I'm really interested to see what turns out to be the best team composition. Because it's going to be radically different to Dominion, I'd imagine.
I think it would more depend on the
feats play a larger part.
Yeah, I think it would depend a lot about the sort of the players you have on your team as well. Are you more of an aggressive sort of team, or are you more defensive? Like, I can easily see like a Lawbringer or Warlord slipping in the back and just kind of protecting those points. But like currently, as people play, at least in the early access build we played, like people just either all attack or all defend. It's just kind of, if there was real comps, I'm really interested to see what it will turn out to be. Like, as you said.
I mean, like, who was on, like, Score was on Shigoki today. But just, like, stalling for time and just taking a long time to be killed by 2 people, or just wait, like I said, stalling those 2 people, or even winning it if you're somebody like Score winning it, seems to play a much bigger role than even stalling does in Dominion. Yeah.
But the one thing I was thinking is, if you have 2 evenly matched teams, like we were playing earlier, and we had no match timer, and the game could have ended up being like 30 minutes on its own. Do you think there should be an incentive to help either losing teams or winning teams to either snowball more, or
I'm not sure about that, just because there is that respawn timer for the winning team. You can, I think I was at one point, my respawn was 30 seconds.
Do you think that's a bit too harsh? A bit too much to maybe trying to lock off the win at 3-0. Because it seems like it is hard to evenly match.
I'd have to play more.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's too early to tell. And it's going to be interesting to see what the meta is in terms of the characters.
Yeah, it will be pretty interesting to see what happens. Also, as you said, like the feats play a massive part in it. Like the nail bomb. Of course, I don't really see it much in Dominion, but in fucking Tribute.
It's lethal in Tribute.
Yeah, I think every time I went for an enemy flag, or when I went to one of our flags, I got caught by a trap on every single time.
I died to Havok traps a lot too.
Out of curiosity, what happens to Warden with thick blood who steps on a nail bomb?
I think he takes a bar of damage but doesn't bleed from it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, because I was trying to cast back to when Skies was playing with thick blood, if anyone managed to hit him with a nail bomb, but I can't remember.
I thought it would be a little underwhelming because of the 3-second cooldown on taking bleed damage. But I think he mentioned that it was actually turned out to be quite useful.
Yeah. So moving on to another thing that we're trying to add into this game mode, into this patch at least, is of course the ranked Dominion. We played a lot of Dominion. We played tournament 1v1s, but ranked Dominion is hopefully something that will be coming out. Have actually introduced ranked team play within For Honor. I don't know. It's not really been something that's on my radar currently, like ranked Dominion per se.
I thought that I thought brawls were going to be the next thing for sure. That seems to be the more logical thing to make ranked. But I mean, I'm definitely going to play 4v4 ranked. I mean, that sounds really fun. More fun than the duels anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I disagree on brawls being the next logical thing, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, I think 4v4 is the right direction because that's where the main thing is right now, especially like at the Hero series and stuff, you know.
True. Yeah.
But I struggle to see how you're going to get these tournaments filled all the time without having a scheduled time or date. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not tournaments anymore.
It's
man.
not. It's just ranked itself, like as if.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what I really like actually this time is we don't have
So
any.
it's just like Overwatch ranked. You go in.
I get you. Okay.
So you've got to be a higher rank in order to go to the Hero series. They don't do the tournaments anymore. Okay, that's interesting.
Oh no! As no, not for the Hero series. We're talking about ranked dimensions.
Do they just choose
ranked within the game?
Okay, so they just choose big like competitive streamers pretty much for the.
No, we're not talking about the ESL at all. It's totally unrelated.
No, we're talking about the actual game mode and how rank works within the game mode. You no longer have to play like a tournament of, a pool of.
Oh, okay, I got you. I understand now.
Yeah, that's what we're meaning.
Yeah, that's what confused me.
I'm just kind of, we don't really have many opinions. Much opinion.
Well, I'm looking forward to trying it out. Just kind of testing myself against it and see how it goes.
Definitely. So, of course, I want to move on to some of the balance changes just to round off what we're talking about here today. One of the first ones is the out of stamina state. So, light attacks now are uninterrupted while the opponent is out of stamina, which I think is a big move in this game. If you want to know, if you don't know what that means is, let's just imagine your opponent is blocking in the right direction, you hit him with a light attack, instead of your sword bouncing off, it just kind of lets you carry on your chain of combos, only giving them chip damage. So if you're doing the Warden 1-2, he'll hit you and you'll still be able to bounce off the second one. Same thing for the Aramusha's Infinite Chain. He'll just completely carry on wailing on you, doing a shit ton of chip damage because you can't interrupt it. What do you guys think of that change? Has it impacted how you played in the early access?
I think it's good. I think at the point and stage we're in now, anything that makes attack less risky is a nice step in the right direction.
Definitely, I agree.
How about you, Fluke?
I agree as well. I didn't really have much to add.
Another one was, of course, they changed the roll stamina cost has been increased from 40 to 50 stamina. Did you guys notice that at all?
Yeah, I saw that. For me, that was just a common sense change. I thought it was good. I think roll is a little bit of a get out of jail card. Reducing the effectiveness of things that might be more effective otherwise.
Exactly. They no longer have any defense, so
that's also something I'm happy about.
I think
I don't know about the guys.
Yeah, I think the developers are just kind of trying to negate as many positive properties of using roll mid-fight, because I know, in 2D fighters, when it came to doing this sort of stuff, you didn't have to code around having a 3D space where people can roll away from a mid combo, etc. So I know this is something they've been trying to squish out, and maybe this is the move in the right direction. I think it just needs a bit more playtime.
I mean, a lot of this stuff, whether or not in the medium term it works out nicely when all taken together in one context and it's all within the game and everyone's playing with these changes, and something else doesn't pop up. So I think the next fortnight, so the next week we got the new characters, another week after that everyone gets them all together outside the season pass holders. I think the next 2 weeks you'll see a lot. You'll be able to see a totally different state of game in 2 weeks.
The next part is critical health regeneration has been removed in all game modes. This
is my favorite thing, definitely.
Yeah, I like that too.
Well, you guys love it so much.
The community has been screaming for this for so long, and it's we finally got it. Just when people get down below, to the one bar, and you can't finish them off with a zone or a light or whatever. And obviously they turtle up quite a lot to get the health regen, and now they can. And that's great. Honestly, I think that's my favorite change.
Yeah, I'd just be echoing Havok. I don't like those stalemates where I have to land the heavy and you have the heavy, or we both have to land GBs, or we both have to get a ledge, and they're the only three options.
it gave heroes with I mean, I think it's going to help change the meta considerably, because there are some heroes that have a really hard time dealing a full bar of damage in one move, like Conqueror for sure. Yeah, exactly. So I'm happy about it. Meanwhile, like, you've got characters like Warden, Nabushi, especially Centurion, who are able to, if you make one mistake, it's very simple for them to just get one of their quick heavies in there, or a bash or something.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to play Nabushi any differently.
Yeah, but it just gives the other less powerful heroes a big boost when it comes to like the late match.
The hard hitters like Conqueror, you know.
Oh man, don't even start with me about that.
The totally hard hitters at Conqueror. So these are like the last changes that I kind of noticed whilst we were playing, but I didn't actually know were changing until I looked at the patch notes myself. But dodges and rolls can now be used to avoid the effects of traps and bombs. Dodging these at the right time will allow the player to avoid all damage. Did you guys notice that at all?
I have. Yeah, I have noticed that.
I wish I knew that earlier.
I think it was because they introduced tribute game mode. They were like, okay, we need to have a way in which people can set off traps without actually stepping inside them, so that they could actually capture the tribute modes.
Like I noticed it first by accident. I just ran past the trap and rolled randomly because I don't know, I do random stuff in For Honor sometimes.
Yeah, you might know him.
And it blew up and I took no damage, and I was like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think the one game mode that also mattered the most is probably tribute. I think this is why they added this change in.
It must be. It has to be for tribute, because I guess, you know, there's also the fear of, well, is there any way people can just literally get the flags, 2 flags, and then just trap up everything?
You know,
I don't know if that's possible, but you know, that definitely would play on the mind a little bit. What if you know, a team just got a line of, or hilariously have a line of what those bleed bombs or needle bombs? I can't remember names of them. By the way, I don't know the names of anything in this game after all my playtime. I have my own names for everything.
Well, going into casting, I was like, I should probably learn the names, but I think people just prefer like me describing what it is. Like, you know, the only one I know is Fear itself, because it's the nuttiest move in the game. So you just kind of remember it. Blissful something. I can't remember the other one. The Nabushi self heal. That's the one. A couple of final things here is the new gear. I know all of you have your respective characters. Havok being his edgy Warden, Conqueror being that lovely ass Conqueror you got going there.
Yeah.
Do you think the additions to the new gear, did you enjoy them? Did you not enjoy them? In the background, I'll probably steal one of you guys' YouTube videos and have, you know, showing some of the new stuff.
Yeah, you can show everyone the cool Warden swords that I unlocked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll probably just end up the B-Real and everything that we've been talking about. Have some B-Real accommodating what we've been saying. But yeah, what do you think of the new gear? Over the top or good?
Everything that I've seen so far has been really good. Like, it looks like they've really put a lot of effort into it again this time, same as last season. I like it. I liked how, you know, on the Warriors Den, where on Citadel Gate, where they had all the equipment and swords like laid out for everyone to see. Loved how they did that, and it just looks like they put so much more effort into the gear the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, less just like spiky material, more just, you know, more aesthetic.
Some unique stuff. Yeah.
Definitely some new styles introduced as well. Like, there's some steampunk stuff going on with the knights.
100%. How about you, Flick? How are you feeling about Conquer for fashion?
I found some shoulder plates that I like a lot. They almost look like these weird claws that are trying to scrape, like they come up from your shoulders, trying to scrape your head. The helmets are really good. I mean, people are going to be disappointed because they're more of the helmets with the sun hats. Usually people prefer the bucket helmets, and they don't really make many of those. But I like the sun hat helmets. All right, I think they kind of stand out a bit. Even though I do really like the new steampunky looking helmet, and the other helmet, I don't even know what it looks like, but it's like round and blocky, and it looks interesting. I still like my helmet with the little moon shape eyes thing.
Yeah, I love that one.
I can't get off that helmet, man. Other than that, I'm still disappointed because, you know, for me personally, I'm proud of my little For Honor emblem. You know, it looks just like my YouTube one. I love it, but every Conqueror chest piece covers it up, and it's really annoying because it would be so perfect because it's on your chest. You're like Superman, but it's always like it's got a strap over it, or sometimes it's completely obscured. And I wish there was just like one like tunic that wasn't even like tied down with a strap, just like let it hang there so I could show off my chest piece. But so the shoulders look cool. I haven't seen the shields yet. I got really unlucky with the drops. I wasn't able to get a single new shield. But I'm hoping that they look okay. And the helmets are really cool, but I probably won't be using them.
Yeah, I feel like the moon helmet for you at least really cements your Conqueror character.
I know, like if they ever make another helmet with like sillier eyes, I'll have to go over there. But I've already like that helmet's been in so many of my YouTube thumbnails. It's been in I've got an emote that has that helmet. I can't go from anything else. It's gonna be sad if I ever go to like Dark Souls 4 comes out or any night game that I play and I'm not gonna be able to have that helmet because I just love it so much.
And saying that, I actually think this is the first character I actually jumped into my head. The Conqueror was a new executive they've introduced into the game. Like, they are completely nutty. The dev team went so overboard with these executions, and they're fucking phenomenal.
Oh, the animation guys are amazing.
Like, from this section, because I think we can all say we fucking love all of the executes. We can just rattle through our favorite. Mine personally, I'm gonna steal this one. Sorry, Havok, the Warden one. The Warden one is so cool, and the shoulder bash at the end just kind of encapsulates his character within the execution as well. And I'm like, wow, it's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, and you guys can say your favorite ones as well.
Yeah, that's fine because my favorite one was definitely the Shigokis. The mountain, obviously where he squeezes his head and just pops it. It's, oh my god, it's just brutal.
I gotta say Shigoki as well. I'm gonna echo that.
Yeah.
It feels like if you're wearing a scary mask, you can just kind of see him like gritting his teeth, and it just kind of, that's a good one. That was a really good one.
Yeah,
I'm obviously gonna stand by my Conqueror though. Conqueror gets the weirdest executions. I don't like. He's got one execution where he like knocks you down, and then he like uppercuts you with the mace, and your head falls off for some reason. And with this one, he wraps the flail around you, and he just rips your arm off. Like he's so. It's like they don't know what to do, and so they just go over the top with the mace. I was kind of hoping that one of these days they'd have an execution that like involves like the shield bash kind of thing, because that is like a big staple of the character. Maybe like just give somebody a concussion with the shield bash. But I love silly executions, and I think Conqueror's newest one is the silliest one he's got so far, especially with how long it takes. So I was able to use that execution a few times in tribute today against Baus and Schmulty, and that was amazing. So I had a good time with that.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised no one mentioned the Kensei execution. The Kensei execution being the one where he lops off his arm.
Oh, that is really funny. Yeah, I like that one too. I'll have to buy it when it comes out.
He puts up his the enemy character puts up his thumbs up and just kind of walks towards his arm and just falls face flat. Like,
people were upset that you can't ledge with that. Like, have them fall off the ledge. I think that should be in the game, honestly.
Him falling off the ledge whilst looking for his arm.
Yeah, because his arm will fall off the ledge and fall down, but the body won't.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious one. Yeah. Like they've really mixed it up. Like between it's either going to be like a meme execution or just a pure brutal one,
Exactly. It's a good mix as well.
Yeah.
You don't want it just all to be one side or the other. Rounding it off in the patch notes right at the bottom, we have your favorite part of the game, Havok, faction war changes.
Oh god.
How do you feel about the faction war? You've been deploying the faction war changes in the early access, dude?
I don't think I've deployed assets since season 1, to be honest, man.
Oh, I actually have. Ever since they put in the thing where you can put your banner down, it'll automatically deploy them in those areas. Usually I'll do that every round, and I'm glad they put that in there. We really need to get Setback in here for a big analysis, though.
Exactly. As I was going to say, we should have a segment here at the end about Setback. I might even put his segment at the end of the video here. But guys, thank you for going through the Season 4 changes and what you thought of them. This is kind of been like a review from the 4 boys, the lazy lads themselves. Flookerson the Optimist, guys.
Oh,
you meant to say your piece. This is the part where you say your piece. How, Flookerson.
This is my piece.
All right, nice, short and concise. We have Havok, the fucking edgelord himself.
Yeah, man. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Just type in Havok for honor here and subscribe.
Oh wait, I didn't know we could sell out. Hold on. Okay, everybody type in Flookerson the Optimus. It's FLOOKER.
And then we have the memer, the mug man, the man himself, Zero Crack.
Stay vivid, lads.
Anyway, guys, all of their channels will be linked in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of review we've given you today, and of course, stay vivid. Catch you on the next one.